Hello everyone, welcome to the orientation session of NEET Chemistry. Chemistry, which constitutes almost 25% by marks of a NEET paper, is very much scoring to everyone who aspires to crack NEET. So it is very important to understand that what are the nuances of preparation and what are the prime requirements to excel in this particular subject. In this orientation session, there are two things that we are going to discuss. The first thing we are going to understand is that how the pattern and the mechanism developed by Extramarks is going to help you to score maximum in NEET. And the second thing that we are parallelly going to discuss is that how is the examination pattern as far as NEET is concerned in terms of chemistry. Now, if you know it that what are the requirements of mastering chemistry for NEET, and if you know it that how Extramarks will help you achieve that excellence, then you are definitely going to score very well in the examination. So, let us understand some very important key aspects about the preparation of NEET. Chemistry specifically. So the very first thing that I have got for all of you is a very important representation. Often many of you get confused that how to prepare for NEET and simultaneously how to excel in your board examinations. And we understand it here at Extramarks that excelling in each examination only boosts up the confidence of the student. It cannot happen that you don't do well in your school examinations, you don't do well in your CBSE or any other board examination, and you simultaneously remain pumped up to prepare for NEET. So the unique teaching methodology that has been developed by Extramarks research team is so that it is complete in terms of balance between the preparation of boards or school examinations as well as NEET. These are the four important pillars of our methodology to help you excel in the examination. The very first thing is that we have specific courses. So if you talk about yourself, then it does not matter which board you are attending. We take care of the syllabus of each and every board along with the specific syllabus of NEET. Not only that, we also ensure that all subjects are covered thoroughly. Here you will not experience that a teacher will say you that this chapter is not that important and ignore that. Every chapter is given due importance as per the trend of the examination. Apart from that, learning here is not monotonous. Learning here is based upon the multimedia presentations, just you saw this one. Apart from that, we have animations which will help you visualize all the key scientific terms and the explanations as well. Apart from that, we also ensure here that you get the fourth most important thing. So, when you learn a chapter, there are often confusions which you may sometimes feel, or sometimes you feel that when you appear in the examination. We simply ensure that that does not happen at the time of examination. And in order to help you conquer that quest, we have got a very meticulously planned homework and worksheet scheduling. So after each class, you get homeworks based upon the topics covered in that class, and after the end of the chapter, you get worksheets. Now, when you do homeworks, when you do worksheets, doubts are bound to appear. But there are no worries because we have frequent doubt sessions which are topic based, which are chapter based, and which are sometimes section based. Like for chemistry, there can be doubt sessions for inorganic, organic, physical. Sometimes you can even ask us to arrange special doubt sessions. So that is done through the interactive platform of Extramarks, where you can ask all your doubts vocally or you can type it in the chat box. So these are the four important elements which have been developed by Extramarks to help you prepare well for the examination. Now let us refer to the next thing. Now this is what the paper of chemistry demands from a student. If you look at the pattern of NEET, specifically in 2021, then you can say that there is a fair distribution of all the three sections of chemistry. But if you look upon that, organic chemistry constitutes the largest chunk of the paper. Organic chemistry has got the largest section. The reason for that, what is the reason for that? The reason is that organic chemistry is based upon concepts rather than calculations. And the demand and the nature of NEET paper is testing the concepts rather than calculations. Therefore, you can see this distribution. Physical chemistry falls on the lower side. The reason is that there are calculations involved in that, and this is not the exact gist of the examination. Hence, the calculation-based questions are lower in number. In fact, if 45 questions are going to appear, then out of the 45 questions, hardly 7 to 8 questions remain numerical. So even in the physical chemistry section, where you can expect almost 13 questions to appear, you will get hardly 6 to 7 numericals. All of the other questions are going to be conceptual. This is not an exception for 2021. Rather, this is a very common trend which is being followed in the examinations very frequently. So, I'll suggest all of you to keep in mind that studying all the three sections is very important, but simultaneously I will suggest you not to fall in trap of lengthy numerical problems. Some very common books and some advices given to students who are NEET aspirants is that do lot of calculations, practice lot of calculations. But it is not the case when you come to the NEET preparation. And there Extramarks comes to your rescue. The homework, the worksheet, everything that you get is specifically designed for NEET. You will not get anything that is out of syllabus. You will not get a question which is not as per the trend of NEET. Everything is updated every year after NEET as per the paper trend at that time. If we talk of inorganic chemistry, everyone finds it very much hectic in terms of memorizing multiple concepts. But Extramarks has made that simple also. The unique set of mnemonics which we share with you, along with the wonderful animations, graphics, everything will simply make everything picturesque in your mind so that the aim of memorizing is reduced in terms of effort. So inorganic chemistry, which almost constitutes 1/3 of NEET in chemistry, will be very much easy for you. Also, in organic chemistry, students often find reaction mechanisms very difficult to memorize. The reason is that some of the students simply fail to understand that how a reaction proceeds, and some of the students simply presume that in every reaction they need to memorize the mechanism. Very few students focus on this fact that there are only specific reactions in organic chemistry which need mechanism. And there we have a set of memory maps, mind maps, work maps which will help you master all the key reaction mechanisms and which will declutter the reactions which don't need memorization from the reactions that need memorization. So in physical chemistry also, we have a team that has actually formed specific set of questions which are as per the frequency of them being asked in the NEET paper. There we have also fill in the blank that when you raise the hand and teacher is not able to answer you simply because there is too much rush. Here there is no as such thing. So along with the experience of real classroom that you can wonder, we have personalized doubt solving, personalized understanding of every student that is being achieved through all these elements, the 5 elements that you can see. So the very first thing is that you can interact anytime. Suppose that I am teaching you something, then you can simply turn on your microphone and you can verbally ask a question. We understand that it is not possible for a student to type everything. Suppose that you have a long doubt involving mathematical equations, numericals, then it becomes very difficult to type it. So our platform where you study from the team of Extramarks ensures that there is no hustle as such. Anytime you can turn on your microphone and you can ask your doubts. Apart from that, there is something that is very unique. The second thing is that suppose that there is a small thing that you want to say. So it is not always mandatory that you will turn on your microphone and speak to us. Sometimes you can simply write it in a chat box. Suppose that a teacher is explaining a very difficult concept. You simply fail to understand it once. Then you can simply write in the chat box to repeat, and the teacher will feel it happy to repeat everything for you. So this is as simple as that. The third important aspect of the program is that you also get to raise your hands. So suppose that I am going in flow teaching some topic, and in the meanwhile you find something difficult, you can simply raise your hand. The teacher will stop and the teacher will teach you everything again. So this is the third important aspect, which simply ensures that every single subtopic, the teeniest thing that you are going to study, is explained in detail and is explained till the time you get to understand it perfectly. The fourth important feature of the program is that you have access to classes on Wave portal also and Extramarks also. Suppose that you are sitting on your laptop, you can simply go to the web portal and browse your classes that have taken place already or are going live. Apart from that, you can also go to the app to check about the classes. So you can access the classes from mobile, you can access the classes from your web also. The next thing that you will get along with the program is the fifth aspect, which is very important. When you are going to prepare for an exam, sometimes what happens is that you are well prepared, but as the exam approaches, you find it difficult to maintain a temperament in the examination. You might have often felt that we are very good in some chapters, but when the exams appear, we know everything, but still we don't score optimum in the paper. In that particular case, we have ensured that giving examination simply becomes a normal practice for you. And in order to achieve that, we have got a series of the weekly tests. A teacher who has taught you everything in a week will simply give you a weekly test paper at the end of the week to ensure that everything that you studied in that week has been mastered by you. If a teacher feels that you are still having problem in mastering the concepts that were taught already in the week, he or she will explain that thing again to all of you. So there are many steps in which you are going to get the opportunity of asking your doubts again and again. In the class, you can raise your hand, you can turn on the microphone to ask questions, you can write your doubts or queries in the chat box. After that, at the end of the chapter, there are doubt sessions where you can ask your doubts, and apart from that, weekly test and its assessment by teachers will also generate a possibility of having doubt sessions depending upon the scores that have been achieved by the students. So these are some of the very important program features which Extramarks has got for you. Let us now talk of some other important aspects which are going to posture your preparation for NEET. So the next important aspect is after the class feature. Now hold on. Before I talk about it, imagine one thing. You were in the class, you studied things, you asked your doubts, you did everything. After the class, you became very busy doing the preparation of other subjects, some class assessment, some assignments, some projects, and you simply forgot to practice. So what happens in that case? Everything that you studied in the class, everything which you believed were clear to you in the class become forgettable with time. So after the class features of Extramarks are simply aimed at ensuring that whatever you study in the class is well retained in your mind. You don't forget anything. To understand that how this actually works and helps you to keep revising everything, keep memorizing everything, let me explain to you in detail. So the very first thing that you will get here is going to be a very important aspect. Look upon all the things that we are having for you. The very simple thing is that as far as the content are concerned, after the class, suppose that you are confident enough of the topic that has been taught into the class, you can simply assess a wide range. You can simply assess a wide range of questions. Now, these questions will help you develop a confidence of proper understanding of every topic and subtopic which you went through in the class. So, this feature is going to help you develop a sense of confidence that you have mastered that topic. Now, let us look upon the second thing. The second thing that we have got for you, we have talked about that earlier also, but still let me tell you one more feature of that. The second thing is the homework. So, what is so special about the homework? Fine, I have already told you that when you give the lectures proper attention, thereafter you get the homework and all that. But what is so unique about the homework? Well, the unique thing is that the homeworks are present on computer-based platform, which is a simulation of the examination. Apart from that, these homeworks have got the negative marking system also, which is present in NEET. So, for each correct question that you do in the homework, you get +4. For each unattempted question, you get 0. And for every wrong question that you are going to do, you will get -1. So, this will help you develop a fighting sense for examination every single day after the class. So, this is the advantage of homework. Now, let us talk about the worksheet. So, what is so special about the worksheet? The very important and special thing about the worksheet, is that you can see here this feature is most important. Suppose that a chapter has already ended. There were lots of topics, lot of things that you discussed. Now you are having a confusion that how can you simultaneously do questions based on all these topics? In that case, the worksheet is going to help you. A collection of 30, 40 or 50 questions based upon distinct topics and subtopics will help you master every single thing that you have studied in the chapter. A worksheet gives you confidence that you have completely excelled over the chapter. So imagine that there are 34 chapters in chemistry, you did worksheets in every chapter, you did homework in every chapter, you gave the weekly test after every chapter, you gave the micro test after 3 or 4 chapters. At the end of the session, you will have a complete confidence about the paper. So these are the different aspects that we have got about content, homework and worksheet. Let us now talk about some other feature. How the homework actually works? Well, so far we have discussed about it. So far what we have discussed, that suppose that you have studied a lecture, thereafter you get homework, you give that homework and attempt. But let us now talk about the interface. Look here. Suppose that the interface is there. So first of all you go to chemistry. Now if you are talking about chemistry, then first of all you go to chemistry. Thereafter, you go to the topic which we have taught, and thereafter you can submit your homework. So when you submit your homework, you can get it evaluated after 24 hours of assigning. So this is very important thing. Okay, the homeworks are present on the portal also. It is not like that you will get the homework and you will download it and then give it. It is not like that. The homework is present on the portal. You have to attempt and submit the homework on the portal only. Now, let us talk of the other aspect. Suppose that there was a topic which was present there. Okay, suppose that you attended periodic properties. So, go on to periodic properties, download the homework and simply solve it and upload it back. The teacher will check it, and when the next class will come upon, he will or she will discuss the homework with you. So, it is all about the working of homework. Now let us talk of the worksheet. We have understood so far that homework and worksheet are the important tools for you to develop examination temperament, because whatever you study, that needs to be practiced. So in that particular case, worksheet is going to be helpful to you. How the worksheet works? Suppose that you open your portal, then there you will find a column of worksheet. When you go to the worksheet, then there are 3 things. The first, assigned ones. So assigned ones are the worksheets which you need to download, which you need to solve. After you complete an attempt of the homework, it must be submitted. So once you have submitted the homework, thereafter the teacher, your mentor, is going to evaluate the homework. So after 24 hours, you can simply get the homework evaluated. What is the advantage? The advantage is that suppose there were 5 topics, then you will analyze that how each topic was understood by you. How you will analyze that? Now, I suppose that I taught you 5 topics in a class or 5 subtopics in a class. You attempted the questions, you submitted the questions. When I, as a teacher, will evaluate each question, you will get a remark that what a teacher felt about your attempt. So that remark is going to help you understand that whether you need revision or whether you need a re-look of the concept from an entirely new angle. Suppose that after getting the evaluations, you feel that you need to go through the lecture again. In that case, you can go back to the recorded lecture and have the discussion. So these are some of the key advantages that we get with the worksheets. Fine, everybody? So homework and worksheet are key aspects of your preparation. Let us now talk about the third important aspect. So what is the third important aspect we are going to see? Weekly test and recorded lectures. The importance of recorded lectures we have already discussed. What is the key importance of recorded lectures? Suppose that you missed a class, which you should never, but suppose that you missed a class, you can go to the recorded lectures, you can look after that. And suppose that you have doubts, then you can raise your queries with the mentors so that you can get your doubts resolved. So this is how this concept of recorded lecture is going to help you. Now, let us talk about the other aspect, that is weekly test series. Weekly test series is important because after attending 5 to 6 lectures of any particular subject, student often feels that, oh, there is a lot of confusion. I got to understand everything, but can I actually apply the concepts? Weekly test helps you to master that. How? Suppose that there is a test in which you are going to get 45 questions of one subject and you are going to have distinct topics and subtopics appearing simultaneously after studying rigorously for a week. Then what will happen? It will help you develop an analytical ability to filter the concept or the subtopic that you can apply over a particular question. So weekly test gradually, progressively actually builds your concepts. It also ensures a mechanism through which you can keep on doing the revision effortlessly. Now suppose that I have finished a chapter and I ask you to revise the chapter. Then what will happen? It will not be a binding force up to you. You may revise a chapter, or sometimes due to certain problems, you may not revise the chapter. But weekly test actually forces you to do revision. And therefore, revision becomes a routine for you. Revision becomes a practice for you, a norm for you. Therefore, these tests are very important elements of the preparation that you do for the examination. So these are some of the key features of the platform which are very, very, very important for all of you. With this particular understanding, let us now to talk about some other features. So what is the next feature? Well, the next feature is going to be very interesting. Suppose that you are doing a lecture, you are making notes also. But who knows what thing taught by a teacher will come up in the examination? Because most of the times a teacher who is teaching you at Extramarks is so much experienced that they simply write a probable question while discussing something in the class. So the class notes that has been given by a teacher, is actually very important to revise before the examination. And therefore, in any class, whatever annotations or whatever things teachers write on the presentation, everything is actually available to you in form of PDF on the portal. So the advantage is that everything that has been discussed by the teacher, of course any students makes notes also in the class, but apart from that, everything that has been taught by the teacher is also available to you. Suppose that after lots of effort, you simply could not notice and you left something in the class, you can cross-check that with the notes of the teachers. So this is the advantage of lecture notes. Not only this, whenever any teacher or any mentor at Extramarks teaches you, he or she simply ensures that all the important information are well documented in the presentation only. So presentation helps you to get a concise idea. Now, all the annotations that are made by the teachers also help you understand the application part. Suppose that in the presentation a note has been written about definition of some important concept. But the annotations that are done by the teacher are actually based upon the applications of that concept. So the concept and its application both are available to you in the lecture notes. This reduces of the effort that is required or given by a student in going through several books, because any lecture note that you get at Extramarks is simply made on the basis of the current examination pattern. So this is very important feature of the platform, that you get the lecture notes that are done by the teacher. You don't have to only make notes. You will get notes from our side also, which will reduce your effort of going through textbooks for learning concepts. You will only need to practice questions, and the questions are in plenty, assorted and of great quality available at the platform that you get delivered in form of the worksheets as well as the homeworks. Some questions you get in worksheets also, which are very well and updated with the previous examination trend also. Now let us talk about the other thing. What is the other thing? The other thing is very important. Look upon this important aspect of NEET preparation that I have got for you. Suppose that a class is going on, you studied everything, you are scoring good in weekly test, but often at some point of time you may feel that you need revision. So you can go through these sections to have a read of each of the tab. Simply go here, select your subject. After selecting the subject, select a chapter. There you will get all the recorded lectures, all the homeworks, all the worksheets that have been done earlier, so that you can have a revision as per your will. So this is what Extramarks has got to offer you. With all these offerings, we ensure success to every sincere student in the examination. Now, I hope that all of you have very well understood that what are the demands of NEET in preparation of chemistry, and also you all have understood that how the platform at Extramarks is going to help you excel in the examination. So when you are in the classes of Extramarks, there is a team of experts behind you, pushing you, helping you, motivating you to do great in the examinations. So let us meet in the classes and proceed to a journey full of excitement and success. Thank you.